ฮะใครมาขายไอติม
ไม่ถามว่าสตรีม
อ๋อ
ว่าระบบมันไม่ทำงาน โอ้ไม่นะโอ้เปิดโหมดสตรีม let's go ก็โอเคเวลาผมก็จะไปริมมาแล้วโอ้ยวินหัวไม่สบายครับไม่สบายใกล้ตายว่าคุณตัวลืมแจกดิสหรือเปล่าลืมแจกดิสหรือเปล่าครับคุณตัวใช่เป็ดกำลังเล่นโรบอท
น้องกินก็เป็นข้าวเป็นแสดงอร่อยนะ
ฉันจะมาต่อเควสของเมื่อวานที่ฉันจะตายให้ได้ตอนสตรีมพร้อมกัน
เฮ้ย
เข้าสู่ดันเจียนอีกรอบฉัน82ใช่ฉันไม่เข้าใจว่าอันนี้มันคืออะไร
สวัสดีครับ
เตรียมขึ้น
น้องเฟิร์สมาช่วยพี่หน่อยก็ได้นะ
ช่วยอะไรพี่ชาย
พี่แค่งงกับเควสของเซียวที่ก่อนจะเซียวจะทำหน้ากากแตกมันจะมีประตูมิติ พี่แค่งงว่ามันเข้าปุ๊บแล้วพี่ก็เห็นพี่ก็วนไปวนมา
What's this?
นาฬิกาใช่ปะ
yes นาฬิกา
That's the best description you can come up with? It's way, way bigger than that!
พี่สตรีม2
Well, it
ที่
seems our
พี่อาจจะ
theory
มึน
checked
หัว
out.
นิดหน่อยนะ
In my humble legal opinion, that's almost certainly the magical device I've been
so
looking
bad.
for. It really
Yeah.
showed up. But if this really is the fantastic compass, it's so huge. How the heck am I gonna lug that back to my office? I mean, come on, Yanfei. Don't give up
เพิ่ง
now.
เพิ่งมาเปิด
แป๊บ
ส
นึง
ต
นะ
รีม YouTube
Let's investigate the area first.
เปลี่ยนไอคอนก่อน
What the?
ได้เลย
Are they? They look
ได้สู้อีกแล้ว
familiar.
อ่ะ
Oh yeah. I bumped into
know.
these rapscallions a few days ago.
สภาพไม่สบาย
วิ่งชนไปมา
Incinerate!
วิ่งชน
Yeah. Huh. Huh. Tuh. Tuh. Yeah. Yeah. Boom, boom. Tuh. There's a smaller disc here. Judging from the appearance and design, in all likelihood, this is the Fantastic Compass. Why is there a small version of the Fantastic Compass stuck in the ground? What's it for? Wrap up in flame! Yeah. Motion to compel! Yeah. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Easy peasy. Just like last time.
ใช่มัน
You know,
72%
when I
แล้ว
ran into them before, I was working on a big
ถอด
commercial
เสื้อแล้ว
case.
อาจจะ
The
หาย
defendant hired them to attack
But,
me, just to get back. Happens all the
Yeah.
time. Luckily, I'm well trained in martial arts, so taking them down was a piece of cake. But these are the exact same guys as I met last time. Is this space recreating scenes from my memory? Maybe this is one of the ways our adversary intends to devour us. Unbelievable.
จริงๆไม่สบาย เนี่ยมันบอกว่าตามหาเบาะแสของมิติอ่ะพี่เข้าไปแล้วใช่ไหมมันต้องมีอะไรให้ทำแน่นอนเนี่ยตามหาเบาะแสมันมีแต่หมุนเข็มไปข้างหน้ากับหมุนเข็มถอยหลังอะ
ไปของใครนะ
เควสของเซียวครับที่มันต้องเข้าประตูมิติไป
เควสตำนานใช่ไหม
Is this a
ใช่
tunnel?
เอ้ยเควสแบบเควสที่เป็นเซียวที่ทำหน้ากากแตกอะ
It feels like it's connecting to
Mala, mala,
another
mala.
world.
อ๋อเคว
Or
สนี้
maybe another time.
ไหนผมดูในไหนเนี่ย
ในช่องแล้วไงต่อมันบอกให้ไปถอยหลัง
ยู
มัน
ทูบ
ต้อง
ไป
เนี่ย
นั่นนะ
มันต้องวิ่งตามให้ตรงเข็มนาฬิกา
A new
Hey.
entrance.
สังเกต
Great
นี่ไง
รีใหม่ได้ไหมรีใหม่ได้ปะรีใหม่ได้ปะ
ไม่ได้พี่อย่าสู้มอนแล้วอ่ะแล้วก็โผล่มาแล้วก็ซีนต่ออ่ะ
แบบ
ไม่รู้
รีใหม่แบบรี
I thought we might
come
run
on.
into some other
อ๋อ
people
เขาดัน
here.
เจียนนี้ใหม่
ก็สู้มอนไง
Apparently not.
ก็สู้มอนไง
The Fatui?
เนี่ย
Whose
อันเนี้ยมัน
memory
สู้อีกรอบเนี่ยก็คือเมื่อวานพี่แค่งงมากพี่ก็
Just as
ตี
I thought.
เข้าตีออก
Aelon, you're here.
I will take you down.
Hey, relax.
พี่สู้ก่อนตัวอะไร3:30
Motion to compel.
Quietly now.
เดี๋ยว
Gotcha.
นี้ไปก่อนตีมอนไปก่อน
Incinerate.
มันจะเปิดไลน์
พี่ไรทวิต
Take it easy. Bust it. Quietly now. Game's up. Time's over.
Mustn't give up. See, in the compass.
โอเค มันจะมาถึงจุดที่เล่น
Still got it.
แบบเมื่อวานก็คือ
Remember how I said I'd seen some illusion? Those were the same words I heard last time.
อะไรไม่ได้หรอก
The space seems to be reproducing. Now that you know, at least we're all on the same page.
He said the word
สู้
fantastic.
สู้ครับไป
Was
ช่ว
he
งนี้
talking
อากาศ
about the
ร้อนมาก
fantastic
ผมไม่เกี่ยว
compass?
ร้อนดิผมไม่สบายเพราะผม
See
โด
that
น
thing
เมา
on
ห
the
วันหรือ
ground?
ไม่ก็ไฮชิวไม่รู้
Yeah, we tinkered with it. That's how we met up with you. I guess it's a miniature version of the fantastic compass in the distance. It has a close connection to the.
It looks.
อ่ะต่อไปมันเขียนว่า หมดสิ้นหนทางเข้าไปในมิติใหม่เข้าไปในมิติใหม่ก็คือต้องตรงไปใช่ไหม
มาดีเลยดีเลยอันนี้คือเข้าพัซเซิลแล้วใช่ไหม
ใช่เข้าไปเสร็จแล้วแล้วพี่ก็จะกลับมาโดนทีเดียว
ไม่เดี๋ยวบอกมันดีเลยอ่ะพี่แชร์จอยนะ
ไม่ได้
สวย พี่กดย้อนกลับกดนาฬิกาย้อนกลับก่อน
ย้อนกลับโอเคพี่เข้าอะไรละพี่เข้าไอ้นั้นแล้วพี่ก็ต้องกดย้อนกลับสินะก็คือหมุนกลับ
หมุนกลับทีนึง
หมุนกลับทีนึงแล้วพี่ก็เข้า
มัน
ไป
มีต้นไม้ด้วยใช่เข้าไปยัง
โอเค
ต้นไม้ใหญ่ๆข้างๆมันจะกลายเป็นต้นเล็กพี่ก็ตัด
โอเค
ตัด
ยัง
ต้
ไง
น
ต่อ
ไม้ข้างต้นเล็กๆอ่ะก็
เห็น
เข้า
เห็น
ประ
เห็
ตู
น
ตัดต้นไม้ต้นเล็กแล้วก็เข้าประตู
ตัดต้นไม้อ๋อไม่ให้ตัดเหรอ
มันจะโตไงอนาคตไงเราย้อนไปก่อน
อ๋อแล้วอันนี้คือเข้าไปเลยเหรอหรือหมุนกลับ
ต้นไม้มันหายแล้วใช่ไหม
ใช่มันหายแล้ว
หมุนไปข้างหน้า3 นาฬิกา
หมุนไปไม่ได้ ตอนนี้มันพี่ตัดตอนที่มันอยู่ด้านหน้า มันต้องอยู่ด้านหลังก่อนใช่ไหม
ไ ม่พี่หมุนไป3 นาฬิกาได้ไหม
3 นาฬิกา
มาก็โอเคครับก็สวัสดีครับทุกคนโอ้โหวันนี้เวทเหมือนเดิมเนาะพบกับผมนะครับเวกิจคนดีคนเดิมนะก็พบกับเกนชินค่ำคืนนี้นะก็ถ้าใครชื่นชอบในการ
โอเค
ก็อย่าลืมให้กำลังใจโดยการกดซับก็ไลค์แชร์แล้วก็เพื่อเป็นกำลังใจในการทำคลิปต่อไปเด้อเดี๋ยวมาทักทายคอมเมนต์หน่อย
ฟังเรื่องตัวของคน
ไม่พี่
เฮ้ยเดี๋ยวทัก
ต้น
ทา
ไม้
ย
มันไม่มีแล้วอะตอนเนี้ยต้นไม้มันไม่มีแล้ว
นี่ครับน้องทริปมาแล้วไลฟ์ที่หนึ่งคนที่หนึ่งขอบคุณครับไลฟ์ที่หนึ่งนะมาแล้วแรงเลยมาแล้วคุณโยเกิร์ตนี่ครับน้องอันแวะดูก่อนที่ลงโดยล้วนลงโดยดังที่กงโดยครับพูดเวียดนามดีครับพี่ออสแล้วก็นี่นะน้องนุ๊ก
ฮะ
แล้วก็นี่
ขอ
ค
ให
รั
ม่
บ
สิ
เอ็งมา
พี่ตัดต้นไม้ใช่ไหมพี่หมุนไปข้างหน้าให้มันแบบหมุนไปข้างหน้า
มันข้างหน้าแล้ว
ถึงดีเลยมากไป3 นาฬิกา
แล้วก็ตรงไป มันมีแค่2 อันให้หมุนเนี่ย
ภาพกระตุก
มี3ไอ้ที่มันดับอยู่
โอ้ขอบคุณครับขอบคุณจริงๆครับสำหรับการโดนสิบบาทนะขอบคุณมากครับภาพกระตุก คนอื่นไม่กระตุก
3 นา
นะ
ฬิกา
ทุกคนลองเช็คหน่อยว่ากระตุกไหมคุณกระตุกหรือเปล่า
ตอนนี้พี่อยู่ตัวเล็กใช่ไหมพี่กดอยู่ปัจจุบันตอนนี้
มอ
พี่
นิเตอร์เลยว่าภาพเป็นยังไงบ้างภาพเป็นยังไงบ้าง
ใช่เข้าไปแล้วก็ ไปเลื่อนไป3 นาฬิกา
แต่ว่าของคนอื่นรู้สึกไม่กระตุก
อันนี้อีหยังวะพี่ดูงงนะ
พี่มันดีเลยอ่ะมันยังดีเลยเอางี้ง่ายๆเล
เช็
ย
คไง
พี่
เช็คไงช่วยมอนิเตอร์หน่อยผมเห็นปกติ
เลื่อนไป
นะ
ข้างหน้าเลื่อนไปข้างหน้าให้มันสุด
ปกติน่า
เข้า
จะ
ไป
เป็น
ใน
น้องนุ๊ก
ใช่ ตอนนี้คือมันสุดแล้ว
ไม่กระตุกครับ
น้องแผนไม่กระตุกเนาะทำไมทุกคนไม่กระตุกทำไมแจนไม่กระตุกนะ
เฮ้ย มันเลื่อนไปได้แล้ว
ลองใช่ลองปรับภาพ
ก็คุณโยกับน้องเวิร์ด
โอเค มันเลื่อนเป็นอันสุดท้ายแล้วพี่ก็เข้าไป
เห็นไหมคนอื่นเขาปกติกันหมดเลยนะ
โอเคถ้าพี่เลื่อนเป็นอันขวาสุดได้แล้วพี่เข้าไปแล้วก็
คน
พี่
อื่น
เห็น
เขา
แม
ป
ง
ก
มุ
ติ
ม
กันหมดเลยลองช่วยเช็คกันช่วยเช็คหน่อย
ไม่พี่ต้องหมุนไป3 นาฬิกา
กดเลยกดทีเดียวพอนะ
ตอน
ป
นี้
ก
คัส
ติ
ซีนแล้ว
ที่ตรง
ได้
ข้าม
แล้ว
กับผมอะ
Another new space.
ก็คือต้องตัด
If
ต้นไม้
everywhere within
โอ
this
เค
space follows the same rules, there must be another small fantastic compass somewhere around here.
Bosacious. I can't believe someone like you would end up as a lost soul underground.
No enemies. Hold on.
Wait, is the enemy hiding itself?
เราน้ำเรายึดทองเลยกัน
This is my fight. Do not come
เดี๋ยว
near
นะ
me.
นี่คุณตู้ไม่อยู่ใช่ไหมโอ้โหสุดจะครบเฮ้ยเขาอยู่แล้ว
ครั้งเดียวพอครั้งเดียวพอนะ
Filthy monsters! So many people have died at your hands! I lured you here to this underground space because I found your weakness.
Hiding and ambushing from the dark is Bosacious's signature tactic.
Die here with
ยำหนอ
me!
ยำด้วย
How did a valiant warrior like you die here?
เดี๋ยวจะลงนี่ซิงโยล่าละมุดแล้วก็วาด
Uh-oh. This is not going well for Xiao.
No matter. I know how this ends.
หายแล้วใครจะถูกกันเนาะ
Look!
มาแล้วลง
Bosacious is showing signs of fatigue.
Bosacious.
สู้ๆนะพี่
Martial Retris.
ครับ
Even your strength is finite.
จะพยายาม
Your illusion is not as mighty as you. This is not you in all your glory. I wonder what Rex Lapis would think if he saw what had become of the first Yaksha.
Leave! I'll deal with the rest. We can't let the monsters get to the surface. Everyone, remember, we must hold the line at 60 miles outside the chasm at all costs.
ปบตาวันนี้ต้องโต๊ะสอนทั้งวันเลย
โอ้โหนิยายใช่ไหม
ใช่
เซียวเจ็บ
Enough! Phantom!
พอ
Be
ที่
gone!
สภาพปัญญาจงหายไป
Chill, are you okay?
ลง3 ตัวที่จะลงซินโดล่าเพราะยังไม่ได้อัพพอร์ต
This is my purpose.
ยังค้างคา
Don't worry
ใช่
about
พวก
me.
มากับหมา
So your invisible opponent was the legendary Bosacious
แต่ว่าวันนี้มัน
Martial
คูณ2
Featress?
นะไอ้ของอัพพอร์ตสวรรค์
Yes. So excuse my stubbornness. Bosacious has been missing for centuries. This may have been.
He was saying something about holding the line at all costs.
He fought here. The nameless Yaksha from the legends. It was him.
ลูกสาวทิพย์ก็มา
Didn't you say he'd always announce
พี่
his
ออสทัก
name?
ทายน้องทิพย์
How could his name be lost to
น้อง
time?
ทิพย์คือใคร
What
Oh.
happened?
ในคอมเมนต์ในคอมเมนต์ไง
อ๋อ
I don't know.
เขาเป็นผู้หญิงซะแล้ว
Maybe he forgot who he was.
Because the karma you spoke of drove him to madness?
Bosacious had already gone mad before he disappeared.
ทำไม
There was no way of knowing if his
ไอ้
memories were
ทำไม
intact.
คูณ2
He still took part in the Battle of the Chasm despite having gone mad?
We Yakshas are not a race that thrive in peacetime. It's likely that he was drawn by the scent of bloody war. Slaughter is what we do best. Maybe it's the only thing we know.
ลุย
This battle confirmed my suspicions. As we had speculated, this space reflects information from people's minds. In other words, despite going
เย่โด
mad,
ยคาสินว่ะ
Bosacious came here.
เดินแบบตึงๆเลยนะ
The illusion we saw just now is the
ร่างแรกไม่เท่า
impression
ไหร่ห
he
รอก
left
ร่างสองนี่
behind.
โหยึก
This space recreated him as he was during the battle.
สวัสดีครั
The
บน้
way
องลิ
he
น
fought was so self-destructive.
ยังไม่มาเลยยังไม่มา
Bosacious's illusion
เฮ้ย
said
เดียว
he discovered the monster's weakness and lured them underground.
โอ้ขอบคุณน้อง
What
เงิน
kind
นะ
of
สำหรับ
place
การ
could
โด
this
10
be?
บาทนะ
Defeating Conria's monsters is no small feat, that's for sure.
Guys,
อ๋อ
it could just be me,
กินก๋วย
but
เตี๋ยวไปแท้
เสียงเกมดัง
I
มาก
think
เลย
I'm
อะ
suddenly feeling more
Đang mắc
tired
kiểu
than
vậy
I
mà.
was.
หมายถึงของเรา
Space is
ไม่
really
หมายถึง
starting
ของ
to
เรา
affect us.
เราขับจอดรถ
I
แป๊บ
believe Bosacious stayed
Đây,
here
đây, đây.
underground. But
ลูกสา
now
ว
he is
ยังไม่
gone,
มาเลย
and only his
เฮ้ย
illusion. If we don't
มัน
leave,
เดี๋ยวกันไปพิงไฟ
we may meet the same
พิงไฟ
fate.
กัน
ๆอร่อย
Time to move
Listen.
on.
พิงไฟ
You fought well,
ก๋วย
Bosacious.
เตี๋ยว ใส่ให้หมู
Bye.
หมูกรอบ อร่อยอยู่ดิ
ผีเสื้อไม่มีแล้วอ่ะผีเสื้อหายไปไหนหมดอันนี้เอ้ยโอ้โหบอกรถหวบเลย
กลับมาแล้ว
ตรงนี้บอกแรงไป
ฮะ
โอ้ขอบคุณคุณน้องเงินนะสำหรับการโดน10 บาทนะ ขอบคุณมากครับ
ที่นี่นะมาเปิดประตูแล้วก็เข้าไป งงไหม
ละมุด
เห็นยิงใจก็เลย ก็เป็นอันแรกปะ
ฮัลโหล
หลุด
เขาบอกว่า หลุด
เอ้า อ้าวหลุด
ไม่ได้เข้าไปเลยอะ หลุดแบบไม่ได้เข้าไปเลยอะ
เดี๋ยวเข้าใหม่เข้าใหม่
เล่นอะไรกัน
หลุดแบบไม่ได้เข้าไปเลยอะแบบส่งจิตไปแทนได้ไหม
เล่นอะไรกันอ่ะเกชินอ่ะ
ใช่ค่ะ
Looks like there's some information
แบบ
here.
เมื่อกี้
Shall we take
พู
a
ดแล้ว
look?
แบบ
มาเลย
ไม่มีใครได้ยินแล้วแบบกดมาออกดูโอ้โหเด็ดดิคคอร์ดหายเลิกลัก
It looks like these were letters written by the Millilith soldiers who stayed here.
So, who's this Boyang they mentioned?
Boyang was one of my ancestors. The one who didn't make it back.
You mean Boyang fought alongside Bosacius?
I believe so.
ทำไมเลือดไหล
And
เด็
the
ดๆแค่นั้น
Millilith soldiers were their brothers in
ไม่
arms.
ได้เติมเลือดตอนที่ว่าไปสำรวจ
I guess now we have a pretty good idea of where everyone that went missing
เลื
ended
อดคา
up.
ซีน
Yes.
So scary.
Come on, let's not stay here. I have a gut feeling that sooner or later we'll connect all the dots. And then, we'll finally know the truth. Still, who knows how this space is planning on revealing the answer to us.
โอ้ยหิวกันหิวกันหิวกันหิวกันยังได้ไหมได้ไหม
ตีไม่ได้
คือไม่ทันนะอ่าโอเคสวัสดีครับไฮไฮรอบดึกครับสวัสดีครับบอสละมุดใช่ใช่ตึงมาก
There's nothing here at all. What a creep.
It has the feel of the abyss. But where are the opponents?
Your memory? Of what? The abyss? So, this place is created purely based on your memory?
Yo, สกิลโดนไหม
It's getting
โดน
darker.
แต่โดนเฉียดแขนมันเล็งใครอ่ะ อ๋อ
It's...
Lumine, wait!
เร็ว
Huh? What's that shiny round thing on the ground?
ไม่
The
ถึงอะ
fantastic
โอเค
compass.
In the other spaces, the
Mama,
fantastic
ira
compass was
kotsati,
always
ira.
partially buried in the ground. But this one is lying flat, intact, as if somebody left it here.
Oh, she was just a figment of your imagination? So,
Ôi,
she
cô luôn vậy
appeared
đấy.
as an illusion because you
cặp luôn
miss
vậy
her
đó.
so much,
เมื่อกี้เกือบ
huh?
ล่วงเลย
Hmm.
บอสตัวใหญ่เกิน แถมเท
Yanfei,
ศด้วยนะเป็น
are
งู
you
เหมือน
sure
กันดั้
this
ม
is the fantastic compass you're
ชอบ
looking
ชอบ
for?
ตรง
I
ตรง
think
มันเท่
so.
แหละ
There were no pictures in the will, but based on the description, it
ค
seems
น
to
ใช้
check
ก็น้อย
out.
ไป ไม่น้อยนะ
Yelan,
ก็ใช้
what is
ก็
it?
ได้อยู่แหละ
From the design and build,
เพียงแค่ว่า
this
สเต็ปมัน
fantastic
เล็ก
compass looks extremely similar to the catalysts used by my
แล้วก็
clan.
ปลาวานชุบแป้งทอ
I
ด
just need to do this.
เอาวะ
and- Someone's used this before.
Wait.
There may be a hidden message inside. Let's get out of here and find somewhere safer.
บอสใส่รองเท้าส้นสูงไม่ได้สังเกตเลยนะว่าบอสใส่รองเท้าส้นสูงสังเกต
All
แค่
right,
ตัว
here we'll be fine. Take a
How
moment to
about the
catch your
new
breath
idea?
while I try to unlock the
ไม่ได้
fantastic
ชอบเลยนะ ชอบ
compass.
เพลงเข้ามาฟังเพลง
Now that I found the... But if the Bosacius...
แค่แวะเข้ามาฟังเพลง
Well, well. This is not what I was expecting.
Oh, seems like you've made a new discovery.
สาวรู้สึกถ้าทาง
ไม่หลบไม่ทัน
ดีคุ้มร้ายไม่แต่ชื่อตัวเองก็จำไม่ได้แล้วคุกค่ำอ๋อเขาคือสายฟ้าเก่งกล้าหาญเรากับไม่ขับใหญ่ในบนเรา
This information was left by a thaumaturge called
สงสัยจะหลุดอีก
Boyan,
แล้วมั้งไม่หลุด
who, as you know, is the missing
Lobby.
ancestor that I came here to investigate.
All this
โอ้ย
information.
นึกว่าหลบไม่ทัน
It was left by your
กำลั
ancestor?
งนั่งมองเลย
Hundreds of years ago, two of my ancestors, brothers, were gifted the fantastic compass by someone of great
Okay,
importance.
we'll
They
get
set out
by
together, but only one of them made it back, minus his sanity.
Karma.
Correct. One possibility is that when they fought alongside Bosacius,
เตรียมเข้า
they
ป่า
were tainted by his karma. Neither of them had visions,
ปากหวาน
so they wouldn't have been able to resist its effects for very long.
From reading through this, it sounds like Boyang ended up staying here for good too.
Well, this is just wonderful. So, that's it. There's no way out.
What do we do? Are we gonna die here? But Paimon doesn't wanna die!
โอ้อย่าเข้ามาใกล้ได้ไหม อย่าเข้ามาใกล้ได้ไหม
Paimon's had enough of this place! Let me out!
น่าใส่ภาษา
What was that?
Huh?
I got it! I just had a thought. Give me a second. I just need to double check.
หมดแล้ว
Uh-huh.
แล้ว
Traveler, I just realized something. Okay, so on my way here, I was studying the will the whole time. But I didn't give any thought to the book that the will was
ของ
inside
น้อง
of.
นางก็ยัง
I don't know it verbatim, but I have read it before. The gist of the story goes like this. Millennia ago, an Adeptus made a magic device to seal away evil monsters. Later, he made good friends with a human and gave the device to him to use as a catalyst. A few years later, great demons haunted the mountains. The mortal and the Adeptus joined forces to exorcise them using the same device. And that's not all. The book also says this. When mortal and Adepti powers are combined, one can move the heavens and shake the earth. This contraption is proof that mortals and Adepti may coexist, that there is unity between heaven and humanity. I have both Adepti and human lineage. Maybe my power can work.
โอ้โหไอตัวที่จะอัพก็ไม่เปิดเลยนะวันนี้
แต่ว่ามันเข้าดันเจียนคูณ2นะคุณตัว
It worked! I mean, the effect only lasted an instant because I'm not strong enough. But still, we must be on the right track. And look, something seems to have been activated inside the fantastic compass.
By heaven's might and the gods of the 5 regions, Yaksha and mortal together take this contraption in hand.
ถ้าเป็นดันอาวุธ
That's their voices from when they made the seal.
ไม่คู
Bosacius and my ancestor.
เสียดาย
They
เลย
sealed off this space at
ไอ
the
ตัวที่
top
จะอัพ
together.
วันนี้ก็ไม่เปิด
I see. It makes sense now.
เห็นมันไม่ได้
เห็นผมไม่ได้นายฮิดะกับตะเกียงวิเศษใช่ตะเกียงวิเศษน้องหนูดีมาแล้วน้องหนูดีมาแล้วแอดมินเรามาแล้ว
Everyone, let's go back and meet up with Ito and
โอ้
Shinobi.
วันนี้แอ
I
ดมิน
can barely move
มากัน
anymore.
3เลยนะวันนี้
Why can't we get out of here? Paimon doesn't want
พา
to
ยุปลา
die.
เห็นแล้วก็
Paimon
ไม่
wants
ได้
to stay with you. Paimon, just hang in there, okay?
เอาไปแหวก
Trust me, there's still hope.
ทำให้ บวนมันเสียสมดุล
Let's go.
นึกว่ามันจะแตกขบวน
ไปกันเถอะโอเค
ทำไมมันบินสูงขนาดนี้เนี่ย อ๋อ
มันเก็บให้ดูคูรัสนะ
คูรัสใช่คูรัสแล้วก็กล่องแต่จะมาเก็บแล้ว
จะสูงมากเลย
แอดมินมารวมตัวกันตั้งมาชุมนุม ร้ำเป็นเพลงเขาขายลูกเสือ เพลงรอบกองไฟ ใช่วันนี้มาตากเลยตัวที่จะอัพดันไม่เปิดอีก
Shinobu, Ito, we're back!
He must be exhausted, because he still hasn't woken up
มัน
yet.
น่าจะอยู่
But he's not in any serious danger, so don't worry. What about you
ดู
guys?
6 วันนะ
You found something, didn't you?
ต้อง
It's
ห้าม
written
พลา
on
ด
your faces. But whatever it is, it's bad
เหลือ
news,
เล
isn't it?
เหลือเล70แล้วอ่ะลงอะไรดี เอาไปลงนี่
We found the fantastic compass. The previous owner left a message inside, and from the looks of it, there really is no way out of this space after all. It seems like the previous owner was stuck here forever too.
เท
Shoot!
เลพอร์ตไว้
ใช่
ส่วนเรา
This isn't over yet.
เราไม่เคย
Listen to me. Just now, I tried channeling my power into the fantastic compass, and it responded.
But all that did was activate the
โอ้เราคือนัก
records
เดิน
from
ทาง
when the seal was
เดินล้วน
created.
เดิน
ๆเดินล้วนๆเลย
Right, but the issue wasn't with the compass. It was with the method. Remember what the book says? When mortal and adepti powers are combined, one
Oi.
can move the heavens and shake the earth. Only when a mortal and an adeptus combine their powers can the fantastic compass be fully activated. I'm a mix of human and
มา
adeptus.
แล้วน้องหนู
So the fact that the fantastic compass responded to me shows that the system is still functional. Lucky for us, we also happen to have a full
see.
adeptus and a human with training in the magic arts.
Interesting. So that's what was going through your head.
5 คนแล้ว5 คนแล้ว
So, an adeptus and a human need to channel their power at the same time?
Yes, if my guess is correct, then when both of you put your full power into the fantastic compass, we should be able to completely reactivate it, maybe even reverse it. Last time, it was used to seal the intersection between this place and the
เอาได้
chasm.
เลย
If we can reverse it,
เทียบเลย
Then we're home free.
awesome. So there's still hope.
เฮ้ยเซาเวอร์
You
ถ้า
bet.
เจอดันดี้ไลออนใช่ไหม
Your idea seems reasonable.
ฟาเวอร์
Okay, well, let's all take a quick break. We'll give this thing a try once we're ready.
สวิตฟาเวอร์นี่มีเพียบเลยนะ
ขอขโมยดอกซิม
Oh
ซิมได้ไหม
boy.
ได้
I'm
เลย
so
เข้าไป
nervous.
ได้เลยเพราะว่า
Yelan,
ไม่
Xiao,
มีตัวอะไร
how are we
อัพด
looking?
อกอะไรนะ
I'm all set.
ไอ้นึกไม่อ๋อ
I'm
เซียว
ready.
เซียว
Oh, but Yanfei, there's one thing you might need to mentally prepare yourself for.
ไม่ได้เปิด
Hmm?
อยู่ด้วย
I'm
คน
afraid you probably won't be able to
Don't keep
take the
them on.
fantastic compass out of here. From what I can tell, everything within this domain is the result. We all came here for different purposes. And everything that's happened here has been in response to our own imaginations and conjecture. Terrifying, but also a miracle. This space, well, it's more than just a space. Whether there's some kind of higher power at work here, I don't know, but the whole time, it's been reading our minds and responding to us in the form of illusions. Also, according to the history of the chasm, this place must have existed for a very long time. What could have created it? Oh, that. Yeah, I was there
แป๊บ
too.
นึงไปหยิบน้ำมาแป๊บนึง
It was you that
โอ้
shouted
ดี
at
ยู
us?
กิสวัสดี
Who else
อา
did
วี
you
ป่ะ
think it was?
ตอนเนี้ยโอ้ยใส่หูฟังปั๊บ
That snake is probably a remnant of Conrion's civilization, and crystals are highly effective against it. Maybe there was some sort of opposing reaction between those two forces? If so, I'm extremely sorry, everyone. It looks
แค่
like
หน้า
I
ขาว
might be the
ป่ะ
one
สัญญาป่ะ
responsible.
ยูกิ
No, you're just trying to help us and solve the problem. You're definitely not to
ยัง
blame
ไม่ได้
for
กิน
what
น้ำเลย
happened.
If you say so. You could almost liken this. Additionally, most of the things here are static. So if we really do manage to escape, then once time starts moving normally again, the fantastic compass
ไม่
will
สน
likely
ไร
disappear.
แล้วหรือฮะไม่สนไร
That's
แล้ว
actually what I think too. That's precisely why it's such a
Son,
miracle that we even found the
uh,
fantastic compass to begin with.
สักตาไหม
This whole thing feels like we're breaking free from our shackles using a spear that by right should not exist.
This is a long shot, but it may be our last chance. So, whose wish?
Perhaps it was. But maybe there's another reason.
ฉันไลน์ทวิต
Your incredibly strong commitment to your search. It's a shame that we couldn't find your family. But if they were here, I'm sure they'd want nothing more than to see you
อยาก
being
ให้ใคร
rescued
อย่าง
from
ไร
this
นะ
place.
รู้สึกแบบ
I gotta say,
Milan,
it
that's
does
a shoe.
intrigue me the way we all ended up here. If this is fate, then let's grab it in our hands and turn it around.
Leave the boss to Ushi and me. We're ready.
Traveler, take care of Paimon. Yanfei, you might need to come closer to me when the time comes.
Sure.
โอเค เดี๋ยวจะลองเปิดไมค์คนในดีดูโอ้ย
ทำไมแกไม่ออกให้ฉันวะนาฮิดะอุ้ยหูนุกใครเลย
ไม่ได้เลยเว้ย
Stars
ไม่เคย
align.
โทษนะไม่เคยโทษนะ
Bestow your light, evil purged by thunder's might. Spirit curbed, pneuma surge. By dictum divine, heed these words. Do as I command!
Aha! The fantastic compass is an amplifier. Maintain this energy level, and we may stand a chance.
I will maintain the energy flow.
Understood.
Everyone, stand back.
I shall hold the line by sealing the surface.
As Yakshas, we must fight for this world. General Alatus, falling in!
Oh my god อร่อยมาก
Watch out!
This trip may be dangerous, yet you insist on going.
I have guarded this place for several hundred years. Only to seek the nameless Yaksha do I request your approval.
Your strength won't last!
เทพหินมาช่วยว่ะเฮ้ยนั่งดูนั่งลุ้นสรุปที่ทำไปก่อนหน้านี้คือเควสโลกใช่ไหมแสดงว่าเควสอันนี้ดองเต็มไม่คือผมอยากบอกว่ามันต้องเล่นเควสตำนานก่อนเว้ยก็คือต้องเล่นเควสตำนานของไรเดนกับฟุคุมิแล้วก็ตัวนั่นอ่ะตัวที่เป็นยักษ์อ่ะใช่ผมต้องเล่นเควสตำนานของ3ตัวนี้ก่อนเพื่อผมที่จะเล่นเควสเทพเจ้าอันนี้ได้ครับ
I thought you were gonna get left
ก็ประมาณ
behind.
นี้แหละครับ
I'm so glad you're okay. That was terrifying.
ผมไม่ได้ร้องผมเล่นเควสตำนานผมเล่นแบบ4 อันแล้วผมไม่ได้ข้ามเลย
I
ผม
know what
อ่าน
you
ใน
were
เรื่อง
thinking, but
จะได้เข้าใจไงก็ประมาณ3 อันก็เวทแต่ละอันมัน
Never
ก็
mind.
1 ชั่วโมงครึ่ง
I
ก็
know
ประ
I
มาณ
can't
นั้น
talk you out of a mindset that's been built up over a lifetime.
ก็
I don't think we were ever going to reach an
Vietnam
agreement over the
life
final
and-
strategy. But in the end, it was thanks to you that we managed to escape. So, thank you.
ขอบคุณที่ช่วยทุกคนไว้นะ
No. I could not
ไม่
have
หรอก
done this on
นั่น
my
เป็นความ
strength
ดีความ
alone.
ชอบของฉันคนเดียวไม่หรอนั่นไม่ใช่ความดีความชอบอ๋อ
Don't mention it.
ไม่ต้องกินใจหรอก
It looks like everyone got out unscathed, but you all look pretty exhausted.
ทุกคนไม่ได้รับ
Rest up. There's no hurry to move on from here.
แล้วมันลงไปตอนไหนแต่ไม่
As
ได้
for me, I'm gonna check the area for any unusual activity.
โอเคเขาจะสำรวจ
She's gone. Harmon didn't even get to say thank you.
โอเคใส่ช้อนมา
Maybe Yelan really doesn't believe she made a contribution. It seems like she's convinced Xiao saved us all, including her, and she doesn't know what to say to that. And since it's not easy to persuade Xiao of anything, maybe Yelan's just given up trying to talk to him.
จำได้ว่าสู้กับเลเจนด์ก็อยู่ดีก็โผล่มาตรงนี้ได้ไงไม่รู้
I am not.
You speak
แต่
only
ผม
the truth.
ไปตะลุย
I have no quarrel with
เมือง
that.
ไรเดนแล้วก็เจอ
You'll keep your
แล้วก็
words
กลับ
in
มาแล้วก็
mind.
วัดครับ
Really? Well, that's great. I count that as quite an achievement. It was a perilous situation we were faced with underground, and it took every single one of us for any of us to make it out alive. I feel lucky that we didn't lose
อยาก
anyone
เห็น
along the
แล้
way.
วอ่ะ
Hey,
เควสของ
Ball Checker still hasn't woken up yet.
จริง
Let's
เควส
go
ของใคร
check
วะ
on him.
แป๊บนึง
I slept like a rock. Good times. Huh? What you doing? What's going on? Why are you looking at me like that?
เฮ้ยโอ้อ่านไม่ทันเลย
Were you in any pain?
อะไรละนะปะเควสมันชื่ออะไรละนะปะเควสอะไรสักอย่างนี่แหละที่แบบมันต้องหาอะไรละนะอะไรละนะเป็นอะไรทุกอย่างที่มันเล็กๆอ่ะ
You need to tell us if you're not feeling well.
You weren't that bright to begin with. We add brain damage to the equation. Oh, brother.
What the heck are you guys talking about? I'm fine. I had an epic power nap, and now I feel like a million more.
แล้วแบบมันใส่ในแก้วใส่อะไร
Like I'm forgetting something though. Oh yeah. Wait, were we underground?
โอเคมา
How did we get back up here?
It's a long story. We'll fill you in later. Ito, We're indebted to you, Shinobu, and Ushi. We couldn't have escaped this predicament without your help.
อะไรแล้วนะ
I'm the reason you all got caught up in this. Please accept my apologies and let me find some way to compensate you for the trouble.
Bah, crazy talk. You helped us first. Of course we're gonna return the favor. Hey, if it weren't for you, we'd still be in a Liyue jail cell right now.
ลองอีดี
That's not quite correct. You'd be in jail, not me.
ก็อะไรนี่ก็เข้าใจถูก
Good point. Well, okay then. How about this? To celebrate our newfound friendships, how about you let me take you to Liyue Harbor for some sightseeing and a proper meal?
I like the sound of that. Now that you mention it, whew, I am famished. Oh, I can barely walk here.
I'm hungry too, Senpai. Why don't we head straight over?
ชามะนาวแบบเป็นผง
Paimon wants to come too! Fine! Alright, well, I promise I'll take good care of your friends from Inazuma. Take it easy, okay? Oh, wait! Yelan left already. I was gonna treat her to some tea.
ไม่เข้าใจ
Oh, yeah? Is that right? Oh, okay. I'll let him know. Traveler, flying lavender melon, Ushi has a couple words.
What?
What?
Oh, I want to hear this. Me too. Count me in.
ลูกพี่
Good idea!
อยากอ่านโดจินอ่ะอยากอ่านโดจินเคนชินอ่ะ
Paimon never would have guessed that Ushi was so gentle and thoughtful. Never judge a bull by its cover, huh? Sometimes the profoundest truths can also be the simplest.
ในดิสคนเยอะมาก
I think Ushi's words may well come in handy. You betcha! Just leave it to us. All right, Ito, Shinobu, Ushi, let's go.
Oh, yeah! Grub time!
See you next time.
See next time ไว้เจอกัน ไว้เจอกันเซียวเซียว
Finished taking care of business?
เสร็จธุระแล้วเหรอ
Any business? We were just saying goodbye to our friends.
You're still here.
อยู่
I
กัน
saw the two Inazumans leave with Yenfei, heading towards Liyue Harbor. Aren't you going with them?
We still had some stuff we wanted to say to Xiao.
I figured as much. I've checked the area. Nothing strikes me as out of the ordinary. Looks like this chapter has come to... Now, I just need to take care of the confidentiality issues. Let's hope our friends from overseas can keep their mouths shut. For their own sakes.
We got it. We'll make sure they don't say
ที่บ
anything.
อมกาย
Please don't hurt them.
Oh.
นักร้องเสียงดีก็ต้องกินชามะนาวนะครับกินชา
You
ไรเบอ
figured
รี่
me
หรือ
out, huh?
กินชามะนาวไปเลยก็ได้ชิ้นละ8 บาท
All right,
ผมชอบ
I'll
มาก
quit pulling your
ลองกิน
leg.
ดูอร่อย
Everyone really
อ
rose
ร่อย
to the
ซ่า
occasion this time.
รู้สึกเหมือนจะตาย
I won't ever forget what we went through. Where could that
ชา
strange
มะนาว
space have
กินไม่
come
ได้
from?
โยนทิ้งไป
And how has it existed down there undetected for so many years? I have to investigate this further. I have a feeling that whatever lies behind all this runs deep. Maybe so deep that no one can be allowed to know. Also, I think someone helped us out at the last minute. They did a good deed.
หลังๆมันจะแบบขมมันหวาน
Anyway, these questions will have to wait for another time. I have some follow-up work to do and reports to
ไม่
make.
รู้ว่าทำได้ไหม
So it's back to Liyue Harbor for me. See you when I see you.
Bye, Yelan.
ก็โซโล่
You knew I was waiting for you? Really? There's somewhere I want to go.
จะไปที่หนึ่ง
If
ถ้า
you
เธ
have
อ
the
ว่าง
time.
ไปด้วยกัน
Where
สิ
is it?
จะไปไหนล่ะ
A place that has to do with
ส
the
ถานที่แห่ง
Yakshas.
หนึ่งที่มีความเกี่ยวข้องกับยักษ์เสือโอเคไปยังเควสมันบอกว่า เอาวนไปไม่ได้ต้องเล่นเควสอันนี้ก่อนโอ้ my god สมชายสนใจไหมสนใจก็เข้าดิสเลยพร้อม RV11 แล้วเนี่ย RV หน้าขาวตอนนี้เปิดกล้องอยู่เปิดกล้องให้กับคนต่างประเทศอยู่สนใจปะอยากแบบหน้าขาวโบบ้าไปสักการะเสียงนี้คิดว่าได้ต่อสู้สิมาได้ไงมาเยี่ยมก็แค่ผ่านมาแล้วก็หยุดชั่วคราวเท่านั้นเธอมีธุระอะไรเหรอก็ตะกี้มันวิ่งพูดกับอีกอย่างหนึ่งคราวนี้มันพูดอีกอย่างหนึ่งกูเพิ่งขโมยไข่มันไปนี่หว่าแล้วทำไมมันไม่พูดเลยโอ้จบแล้วแอนิเมชั่นเกมอยากให้มันพูดทุกอย่างสมชายอยู่ฟ้าที่ของเจ้ารีบไปเร็วน้ำตาที่ไหลเรื่องราวนี่มัน FC เซียวนี่นะเธอคือใช่ฉันจำเธอได้แล้วก็คือเธอก็คือหลอดคนนี้วันที่ปลอมตัวอันนี้แค่อยากบูรณะวัดใหม่เท่านั้นเองเนี่ยโอเคเราไปที่นั่นกันเถอะเธอจะไปแล้วเหรอไปซะละไปมอนได้กล่าวขอพูดแค่นั้นออกมาครับพบโอกาสวิกฤตวันนี้สอบขนาดนี้เลยเหรอใช่สอบมากเลยครับพี่เป็นสอบมากแล้วไม่รู้จะตีใครตีกันเองโอ้ย
สลับเสียงใหญ่เกิน
โอ้ my god
ไอ้นี่แน่เลยเป็นไรพี่
ไม่รู้ใส่หูฟังไอโฟน
เดี๋ยวนะเราจะทำอะไรนะลืม
ตอนนี้น้องใช้โน้ตบุ๊กอยู่ใช่ไหม
ใช่ทำไมฮะ
ไม่ใช่ หมายถึงน้องที่ไม่ช็อตอ่ะพี่มีทริกพี่มีทริก พี่เคยไม่ช็อตเหมือนกันเว้ยน้องลองเอามือไปแตะน้องลองเอามือไปแตะโน้ตบุ๊กแล้วลองพูด
ช็อตสายแล้วเก็บใน
รู้สึกงานกำลังจะหมดจะหยุดได้ไม่งาน
พี่เคยไม่ช็อตแล้วพี่ก็เอาตีนไปแตะตรงเครื่องคอมแล้วมันก็หายช็อตเลย
ไม่ใช่จัง
ไม่หายช็อตแล้วหายช็อตแล้ว
ขอฟังแม่งอะ
ดีมากดีมาก
มันถือดาบคือบอลลดิน
ยืนตึงๆเลยนะ
โอ้โหได้ยินกระทั่งเสียงหายใจอ่ะ
ไม่แรงอ่ะจังหวะไม่แรงอุ้ยต้องรอค่าคำโกรธก่อนค่าคำโกรธยังไม่เต็มเลยปี๊
ไปยังที่ตำแหน่งสูงของเซียวคือ
ไม่รู้ค่าคำโกรธบอลเลยมันถือดาบ
มา จะได้รู้ว่าใครคือไรเดนของจริง
The temple up ahead was built to remember Pervases. Maybe I came here because I had a realization.
You mean back when we were underground?
ทำไมบอสมันตียากจังวะ
นี่ไหมเอาไม่โดน
It's hard to put into words.
มาแล้วครับ
Seeing
เดี๋ยว
Bosacius gave me the false impression that I'd traveled back into the past.
เดี๋ยวขอเข้ามาได้
Could dress up the Yaksha's life and call us valiant warriors, veterans of war.
แต่เห็นอันตี
But
เขียนผิด
the
โอ้โห
truth is, we are slaughterers and nothing more. For Bosacius, perhaps dying in the heat of a great battle was no tragedy. And perhaps the same is true for me.
ไม่ค่อยแรงเท่าไหร่
After living so long, to die in the act of saving others would not have been a terrible thing.
แต่ที่ด่าแรงไม่เลย
So maybe
ที่ด่าก็
these thoughts are my own form of insanity.
คุณโยเกิร์ตงอนใครอ่ะ
ไปเรื่อย
Oh yeah! Ushi wanted us to tell you. It's very important.
ไอ้ในเดนปากหนึ่ง
Ushi said he has the power to exorcise demons. So people He also said that he doesn't have any grand philosophies. He just thinks we should spend our lives around the people who make us happiest.
คนที่ด่าป้ายาก
Maybe there aren't so many rules about how we should or shouldn't live our lives in this world after all.
โดยเฉพาะไอ้
So
ตายก่อนนั่นน่ะ
like people with visions. They have more resistance against your power, right? And well, anyway, there's loads of people out there who really care about you.
Suddenly you sound a lot like Bosacius. They used to talk about how they hoped to live a mortal's life once the world was at peace. I think I was the only one who didn't think that way. The Bosacius recorded in the fantastic compass had lost his sanity. He addressed the people around him as Alatus, Menogius, and
เขาลง
others.
ไปแล้ว
These are the names of the 5 Yakshas. I am Alatus,
คุณปิง
and Menogius is General Capisis. The others are Bonanis, or General Chisapis, and Indarius, or General Musatis. I heard that people call the 5 of us Yakshas, the Guardian Adepti. Bosacius and Yelan's ancestors stayed underground to the end, so that space must have read their minds in their last moments as they approached death.
หมดอะไรตายกับ
Yelan was right in everything she said. Both of our proposals had their drawbacks, and both were sensible suggestions. But the power of that space was far beyond all of us. I couldn't have done all I did without everyone's help. Even in the final moments, it took every bit of my power to break free from that place.
Well, Hyman still thinks you were amazing.
เอาตัวเน็ตออก
Yenfei and Yelan are correct. I always prepare for the worst case scenario. This mindset is deeply rooted in me. If Rex Lapis hadn't saved me in that moment, I don't think I would have been able to escape.
ตัวเน็ตต่อนะไอ้ตัว
In
นี้
the
แม่ง
end,
เป็ด
I still had to burden another.
But that's how it should be, right? You've known Zhongli, Rex Lapis, for such a long time, and you've helped him before, so he helped you back.
ตัวไหนดี
What's the big deal?
ตอนนี้
Perhaps.
เขาเทียบน้ำ
In the moment that we escaped from that
พ
space,
ลังงานนะไม่มี
I could
ปฏิกิริยา
sense what was
ใดๆ
left
เลย
of
ตอนนี้
Bosacius's memory.
อันนี้ดีกว่า
It's good that one more person will remember him.
เอ็มจี้ที่หนึ่งนะ
จริงคือใครไม่รู้จัก
และตุย
Menogius, where have you been?
Brother Yaksha, you're confused again. I've told you countless times, I am Boyoung, a thaumaturge who fought with you in the chasm.
Boyoung? Boyoung? You are Boyoung, but who am I?
Believe me, I want to know as much as you do. Here we are, the two who agreed to stay here together, and I can't even call you by your name. It's a shame.
Stay here? No. No, you have to leave.
Nonsense, Brother Yaksha. We're down here for good now. Don't you remember? It's too late to have regrets. The seal can't be broken.
The seal. Ah, yes. I'm a Yaksha who came here to fight.
Brother, are you okay?
Look at the state of me. I don't think I've got long now.
We're the only two left. Don't go dying on me. You know, today I saw my family down here. Clear as day. What do you think? Am I losing my mind now too?
Boyoung, do you want to go home?
I made my decision to leave Zhongzhao up on the surface. I obviously... Of course I want to go home.
I must have family too.
You mean brothers and sisters? I'm sure you do.
Brothers and sisters. Yes, but who am I? And where is my family?
Brother! What's wrong? Hang in there. It's just you and me, don't die before me.
Alatus, is that you?
Who's Alatus? Your memory's going again.
I'm sorry. You all have to see me in this state.
Brother!
Look, there's someone over there.
Who are they?
They're my... I remember now. I know you. My brothers and sisters have come for me, Boyoung.
You're awake? At least tell me your name.
Brother Bosacius.
Hey, Bosacius. Bosacius.
I am Bosacius, and my destiny is to make the ultimate sacrifice.
I've said so much today, but I don't need to hold back as much when I talk to you. Have you ever had a moment where you felt like you were aware of your destiny? The potential of life? The approach of death? Whatever it might have been. By now, I have accepted that destiny is the one disaster that the Yaksha know most keenly of all. We are destined to misery. And yet, we have no fear.
How?
It matters not. Rex Lapis had said that you are a witness. It is right that the events of the world are relayed to you. Bonanis, Menogius, and Indarius all perished, and only Bosacius's fate was unknown. This has always stung my heart like a thorn. That is why I went to the chasm, despite being fully aware of the danger. Now that I know what happened in the chasm back then, I can finally put this matter to rest. Before we left that place, I picked up a stone. I thought if I could take it out with me, I would place it in the temple to Pervases in memory of Bosacius. Unfortunately, the stone did not survive.
อุ้ย29,000
Pervases died in the Archon War thousands of years ago. He was younger than us, and Bosacius was very sad when he passed. Too many Yakshas have become casualties of battle.
หู30,000
We are like a flock of birds, scattered to the four corners of the
ผู้
world.
ต้องเลี้ยวมาด้วยนะ
And in the end,
ทำไมครับ
as Bonana said,
ไม่ทำไม
it's
ฮะ
rare for a Yaksha to find repose for their soul.
ต้องเลี้ยวมาเหมือนกัน
Bosacius, Boyang, and all those soldiers.
เป็นไรตอนนี้กำลังนั่งพิมพ์อะไรกันอยู่ไม่รู้
Heroes.
ไม่R6 เหรอ
I like that word. Maybe the world will never be free of disaster. But there is good in the world, too. Even the darkest hearts have room for those they cherish. I accept your advice.
ไอ้อาเป็ด
From
ใช่ไหม
this day on, heroes will always look out for each other.
หนอนใช่อาเป็ดไหม
บล็อกหน่อยฮะใต้ดิน
ไอ้ของอัพชิระบุ
โอ้โหอะไร
คุณวิลลี่บอก GG Easy
ไอ้ก่อนนะกูเคยกี่คน
เทพหมดเลย
เงียบไม่มีเวนตี้น่าจะลาออกจากเทพลาออกแล้วก็เฮ้ยนึกว่าหมาตัวอะไรเนี่ยหมูหรืออะไรจระเข้ฮะมีจระเข้ด้วย
จระเข้เนื้อ
เรื่องตอนแรกนึกว่าหมา
เด็กๆฟูลีน่าไปเตียน
มีมิกะไหมมิกะ
มิกาไม่มีเลย
มิกะเอลอยแล้วก็ชาย
เอลอยโอ้ตำนานเลยเอลอย
สมหมวกอะสมหมวกน้องวันเดอร์เลอร์
เอลอยเนี่ยเหรอ
ลามุดเฮ้ยเอลอย
เอลอย
ไม่ได้ปั้นเลยอ่ะคือปั้นแรกแต่ติดกระติกสเปกกลัวมา
เป็
ก
นตัวไร้ดาว
เอลอยแกใช้แฟลชอะไรแล้วแกใส่ธนูอะไรแล้วมันเป็น
ไม่
ตัว
ได้
ยังไง
ปั้นเขา
โอ้ยตัวชาติที่แล้วอะ
เขาแนะน
แจกแค่แพ็ค
ำ
เดียว
วิ
แล้ว
สา
ก็
ลี
ไม่มาอีกเลย
วิสาดอะเขาแนะนำ4 วิสาด
โอ้ยมิกะน่ารักก็จำได้
อาเป็ดไหมบอกอาเป็ด
มีคามิสโตะอายุโตะไหม
มีนะมีพี่ชายตระกูลคามิสโตะ
แล้วชอบคุณหา
เคยมีสต
ซึ่งถ้าไม่มีเลยกำลังจะเปิดถ้ามา
เคอร์ชิงอยากได้มากเลยแต่ไม่ได้ทีได้แต่โมนาโทมะมานี่มันจะทำมาไหมตอนแรกนึกว่าเคอร์ชิงดีใจชิบเป่งสุดท้ายได้โมนาเจริญพร
โมนาก็โอเคอยู่นะโมนา
ไม่อยากไปเมืองอ่ะน่ากลัวมืด
ต้องใช้ไฟฉายแล้วล่ะ
ไปใช้ตะกบ
ไฟสายขยายส่วน
เฮ้ยคิราระ
มีคิดอะไร
เดี๋ยว20นะไม่ได้ปั้น
เดี๋ยวนี้มันมี
Traveler,
ไม่ใช่เหรอ
Paimon,
โคตรอภิ
it's
ม
been
หา
a long
ศาล
time.
เลย
อุ๊ย
นะ
น่า
สิ่ง
รัก
นี้ประมาณนั้นเลยนะ
ไม่ปีนเขาจงหลีไม่ได้
Fancy meeting you here. How's work these days?
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like Ganyu, better all the time. But I've been feeling distracted at work lately. I just feel constantly agitated.
อืม
It's a long story. But my father, he's thinking of stepping down from the Tianshu position due to health issues.
มันไม่ใช่ว่าเป็นห้องปะมันก็เลยไม่ขึ้น
Nothing specifically.
โอเค
He's not
มาอยู่ที่ห้อง
unwell.
หนึ่ง
He
ก็ได้
says he's just increasingly low on energy these days.
ห้องหนึ่ง
He's
คุณแน่
always
ใจ
said
ใช่ไหมว่าคุณอยาก
old
สมัคร
age comes
โอเค
for
อ
us
ยากถาม
all
จะ
in
ดี
the end.
จะสมัคร
Still, I just can't help but feel a
แล้วทีนี้มัน
little
มันได้
emotional
ไง
watching it happen to him. Anyway, my father's currently on the second floor of Yangcheng's tea house. He seems very fond of you too. I'm sure chatting with you will make him very happy.
Sure, let's go.
My God oh my God ว้าวจะไปไอ้นั่นอ่ะ โอเคไอ้เหี้ยอย่างเลย My God จะไปเอาของรางวัลซะหน่อยถ้ามันยุ่งยากดิฉันปิดก็ได้นะมันก็พลิกไปก็พลิกมาเนี่ยเดี๋ยวเปิดกล้องแทนแล้ว พอฉันจะตายรสชาติดีก็ตอนกินเย็นๆมันอร่อยอ่ะตอนไม่กินแบบไม่เย็นมันไม่อร่อยคิดว่างั้นนะโอเค VR chat จัดไปโอ้โหนายนี่ใครวะเลขาทำไมมี2 คนไม่ใช่อันนี้จีโน่อ๋อโอ้ยลงเริ่มทุกคนรู้ว่าละไปขอต่างประเทศสักหน่อยนะมันแปลกๆตั้งแต่ตอนที่มาต่างประเทศแบบเหมือนกับว่าเราย้ายดิสปุ๊บแล้วมันประมวลผลมาทันเลยเป็นอย่างนั้นเหรอพี่คิดนะโอ้เควสอันนี้มันอะไรเนี่ยฉันจะไปรับของอีพีห้องแชทห้องต่างประเทศห้อง VTuber ฉันจัดไปมาโอเคเสียงควบคุมระดับเสียงที่ได้ยินแบบส่วนตัวสำหรับข้อมูลเพิ่มเติมปรับให้เป็น100ระดับเสียงของการกระดาบเสียงกระดานเสียงวัดงั้นก็ปิดไว้แต่เปิดเป็นอันนี้แต่เขาไม่เข้าใจอยู่ดีว่ามันคืออะไรกันแน่ดูได้แน่ว่ามันอาจจะดีกว่าก็ได้ที่ได้อะไรได้ทั่วถึงอ๋อฮะดีครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีนะครับสวัสดีครับเข้ามาเล่นด้วยกันได้นะครับฉันพยายามจะไปรับของรางวัลแล้วอยู่ดีคัสซีนระหว่างตอนที่ฉันเดินเข้าเมืองนี้มันก็เกิดขึ้นให้ตายสิโอเคใช่มันเป็นนิจายมังกรอ่ะ โ มันแจ้งเตือนแค่ในโทรศัพท์โอ้ฉันอยากให้มันพูดมากเลยมันแบบมันไม่พูดอ่ะมันไม่แปลมันอะไรฉันต้องอ่านเองโอเคโอเคโอเคกูออกแล้วยังเนี่ยเอ๊ะเขาชื่อว่าอะไรวะชูมุไม่ใช่อะไรวะชูกัวชูกุชูกุซีเฮดสวัสดีครับโอ้ยตัวพิบไปพิบมาเริ่มไม่ไหวแล้วคุณเริ่มขับมาได้สักทีเถอะนี่ต่างประเทศมันก็สงบดีนะผลงานเต็มเลยไม่ได้สตรีมด้วยอีผียังมาโตแกไม่ได้สตรีมสตรีม1 คน What the fuck อะไรวะนะดวงกว้างมุคุไม่ใช่มุกุอ๋อมุคุสวัสดีครับคุณมุคุเล่นกับผมไหมอยากเล่นการ์ดเกมอยากทำอะไรต่างๆหรือมั้งค่อนข้างแบบมันไม่มีเกมในเรื่องคงจะมีอย่างอื่นให้ทำแล้วมั้งเนี่ยมันดักมันดักมันบอกว่าให้ไปชั้น2ใช่เดียวกันเลยที่คุยตำนาน
Add Astra. Thank you for
คุยตำนานอ๋ออันเดียวกันเหรอโอ้โหรับของฮะฉันเล่นตอนไหนมั้งนี่คือผมเล่นข้ามเหรอเวทเทพเจ้าบทสลับฉากเพื่อข้อมูลกับฝาแฝดให้ได้อ๋อกำลังสำรวจโลกไปทั่วเลยตอนนี้มาเลยบีทมันรีแล้วยังไม่ได้เล่นมันก็คืออันตะกี้มันคือคุยเดียวกันสินะเชฟผมต้องการซื้อพริกครับสวัสดีโยไม่ใช่สวัสดีใครวะสวัสดีนะคุณยาสวัสดีครับคุณขอร้องนะคุณหยุดดูเอวผมหยุดตบผมได้แล้วคุณขอร้องคุณจะมาตบผมทุกวันอย่างเงี้ยไม่เอาฉันไม่อยากโดนตบไม่เอาฉันไม่ได้ตึงการ์ดเกมขนาดนั้นหน่อยอีพีมีเกมอื่นไหมมีเกมอื่นไหมถามหน่อยมีเกมอื่นที่สามารถดูกับฉันได้ไหมมีเกมอื่นไหมแบบไปชั้น2เกมอะไรก็ได้ต่อสู้แบบ1-1-1หรืออะไรก็ได้ที่มันต่อสู้เป้าหมายโอเคอยู่นี่มีเกม1-1ไหมมีเกม1-1
We're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oishi, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea?
โอ้ยภาษาไทยกูแย่มาก
I heard that you've been traveling. Oh, Pershing told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things,
4 คน
though the
3
mind
คน
is
อยู่ในห้อง
willing,
ตอนนี้
the flesh is weak. Especially recently. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice. So a public selection process would not be. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces. So we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Kuching, Lady Ningguang, and the other
สงสัยต้อง
Qixing
รอปี
appoint
หน้า
them?
เลย
correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every
สภาพจิ
candidate
ตใจผม
myself.
มันแย่ๆมาก
Not to despair, however,
มัน
because
แย่
I
จริง
found
ๆ
someone
แบบ
exceptionally
จิตแบบ
capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact,
ถ้าหากมัน
I
สำเร็จมันก็อาจจะ
believe
ดี
you
ขึ้น
recently
แต่
became
ถ้าหาก
a
มันแย่ลงอาจจะ
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to
ไม่
forget
ครับ
all
ผม
about
ไม่อยากให้
me.
เรียกร้องแบบว่าขอร้องช่วยแสดงนิดหน่อย
Jackpot. Uncle Tian here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me?
ดีกว่าอ๋อ
You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think?
เขาสมัครวลาบูแล้วไงมันก็
After
เลยเป็น
all,
อย่างนั้น
whoever the next Tianshu is, it doesn't really make any difference to us. Still, Paimon's really curious to see which candidates Uncle Tian picked, so let's go take a look.
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tian,
ว่าสปอ
you
ย
say
อะ
you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
กูจะ
Layla,
กู
you
แค่ถาม
want
ว่า
to be the next Tianshu?
เออ
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect
But
Ningguang
I
wouldn't let you
think
go
I-
very easily
I-
after how long
I-
you've been working
ตาย
together.
แน่ๆตัวฉันตาย
So,
แน่
how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment,
ก็ไม่
this
ได้
one's
แย่
on your
นะ
house.
มันก็ขึ้นได้นะ ใช่แรงรีเจนเนอรี่มันก็ขึ้นได้
You're all set?
ปานกลางปานกลาง
Uncle Tian seems really worn down. It's
ว่าทำ
like
ไม
all
สู้
his
ใครอีกอะ
energy's
ว่า
gone.
ว่าจะไม่บอก
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tian
yeah,
is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore.
ไม่พักก็ต้องไป
So
วาด
he's
รูป
recommended 3
วาดรูป
candidates.
ก็ต้องมาซ้อม
Their
เพลง
names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil
ทำงาน
Affairs,
ทุกวันเลย
and Zhi is focused on study and travel.
สุดยอด
Try to keep all that in
ไม่
mind.
เคยรู้มาก่อนเลยว่า
Of course,
Although it's a
it doesn't
man.
really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion.
ส่งไม่ได้
All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything,
อ่า
no
แล้ว
matter
ทีนี้
how
มันส่ง
small.
ได้โห
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
การคัดเลือกเป็นบททดสอบทำไมเขาส่งหน้าอย่างนั้นมาวะชั่วโมงโอ้ยเจ็บมันเจ็บร่างกายแต่ก็ต้องทำงั้นเหรอคุณฝืนคุณก็เจ็บตัวนะแต่หน้าคุณไม่ฝืนคุณก็ไม่มีเงินนะโอ้ยจะตายอะไรจะไม่ตายอะไรก็ช่างมันนะโรคหัวใจดีกว่าคนที่เขามีแขนขาอะไรพวกนี้แค่เป็นโรคหัวใจมันไม่ตายหรอกเชื่อฉันดิ
My legs are getting sore.
ไอเป็นเลือดด้วย
What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged.
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
ใช่มันใช้ดิสคอร์ดมัน
It looks like all three candidates have
ดูหน้า
arrived.
ฉันก็รู้เห็นไหมหน้าฉันแบบซีดเซียวซะขนาดเนี้ย
We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs in the first stage. Candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow. One of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever, failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
ใครจะบอกว่าเขาดีมาทำไมมันบอกว่าผู้คัดเลือกอ่านแผนโอเค2 3อะไรครับเนี่ยเลือกตั้งเหรอ
Finished, huh? What did you think?
อ่านแล้วจะคิดว่ายังไงล่ะ
Very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets. That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two entirely unfamiliar faces. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Yeah, although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
กูจะนอนสตรีมแม่งเดี๋ยวกูทำแม่งให้นอนได้
Is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm
ตื่นนอนตื่นมาก็
I
น
work
อน
in the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
โอ้ย
I've worked there for 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in 16 days. My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also
อาจจะเป็นเพราะแสงไฟก็ได้ปิดไฟเอ้ยปิดไฟมันก็มองไม่เห็นดิ
You know what? Let's leave the
เปิดไฟ
self-introduction
เปิดไฟ
there.
นอนก็ได้ป่ะอยู่กับคนทวิตทั้งวันเลยทั้งคืนน่ะปลอบใจพวกเจ้าหลายๆเลยที่เป็นห่วง
Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know?
สบายดีมาก
You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposal?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
Oh.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more. You're good at this, Yuan.
Last but not least, Zhi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Zhi take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest. Let's go back and report to Uncle.
ส่วนสำหรับผมไม่ตอนกลางคืนแล้วเว้ยแม่งผมอยู่ได้แค่ชั่วโมงพวกคุณไม่อยู่แคนาดาหรืออยู่รัสเซียอะไรกันเนี่ยแล้วคุณมาพิมพ์ไทยแต่ผมเอ้ยไม่ใช่แล้วคุณก็มาพิมพ์อังกฤษแต่ผม ปึ๊บปึ๊บโอเคโอเคใส่หูฟัง2 อันแล้วมันจะช่วยไหมนะอย่าพึ่งอย่าเฮ้ย
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right. Then let me ask
ยังไม่ได้
this.
ทดลองเล
The
ย
ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
ถ้าสมมติว่าเนี่ยเป็น
I can tell you now. Those it's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Xian Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Juri was with me for the longest duration.
Whoa! So how did you get to know him all, Uncle Tian?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my
มัน
work.
อาจเป็น
As for Juri, I was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor
มันจะ
family.
กูดูยาวเลย
His
พอ
parents
ละ
died
ตัว
when he
เซ
was
ตให้เป็น
very young. But he was a gifted
maybe
student
lah.
and a fast learner.
ไหนลองหัว
He
ใจออก
reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing.
Yeah, we got
Noticed
good,
how quickly he got on.
ช่างมัน
Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see. But it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
ทำไม
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Sounds like you sure love fishing.
There's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
เอาแบบไป
Fresh
กัดคนละคนเลย
soup.
กูนอนเล่นนะ
Sounds tasty.
Doesn't
ถ้า
it?
เป็นสภาพ
Also, some time ago,
จะต้อง
Juri purchased a very special
ต้องทำให้
recipe
มัน
from an
ต่ำลง
old
มา
when we've
คือแบบ
been
มันสู
fishing
งมากจน
recently.
ฉันต้องมานั่ง
Juri
มานั่ง
always
เปิด
brings
กล้อง
some extra ingredients
แต่
and
ว่าฉันนอน
prepared
ส
in
ตรีมแม่ง
advance.
นอนเปิดกล้องสตรีม
The
กูจะนอน
addition of
แนวต้ม
these makes the soup taste even more wonderful.
พูดอะไรไปแล้วก็ต้อง
That
ฟัง
flavor
ด้วยเหร
makes
อ
for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
คุณไม่ได้ดูผมนี่ ดูได้ไงวะ
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported.
I appointed you as the assessment officer.
อย่า
I
กัด
trust
หมา
your
กูอย่า
judgment.
เห่าหมา
Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so
ใช่
similar
ไว้
to
ต้องการ
mine,
แล้วไว้ต้องการ
I was not going to mention my history
ให้
with
มันเอาออก
any
ไม่
of
ได้เหรอ
This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final
อันนี้คือ
decision
ปกติมาก
only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities. Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look after yourself. So, it's gonna be Jerry, right? His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
ยังไงก็
Easy.
ต้องเปิด
Let's
เสียง
not
ไว้นั่น
rush.
ดีๆอะ
There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But
แย
let
ก
me give
เสีย
you
ง
a
ออก
word of
ไม่ได้นั่น
advice.
ไงฮะ EP
Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest
ในคอม
themselves.
ก็ตัวใน
The
คอม
truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers
ขีด
of
แล้วก็ยังพิมพ์
deception.
อะไรตั้งหนาวะ
You have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading.
ได้แล้วก็สตรีม
Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
เอาง่าย
That
ๆคือ
meathead
ตอนนี้
must have
คือ
been out
ขี้เกีย
there
จ
on
นั่ง
sea surveillance for some
นั่งเล่น
time
คอม
now.
5 ชั่วโมง
Is he all
กะ
right?
ว่าจะนอนเล่น
I seem to remember that he can't swim.
ใช่พวกนาย
Nothing
รู้
can
ดิ
take that
ใช่
guy down. Certainly not a little wind
ต
and
อนนี้ฉัน
waves.
เมื่อยขนาดไหน
Shanghua,
เห็นไหม
visit
ก็
all
อี
the
เกม
commerce
วิ่งช่วย
guilds
เรา
and
ได้
look
วะ
into Qianwei's background.
นอน
Wenyuan,
นอนแล้วไง
go
ต่อ
to the
ก็
Ministry
ต้
of
องยื
Civil
ดแขน
Affairs
ดี
and look through Mingbo's work
ๆหรือจะเอา
files.
แป้นพิมพ์ดึงมา
Yes, ma'am.
ไม่ได้ สายมันไม่ถึง
So what about Jerry?
Zhi, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, what? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
แล้ว father is
That's actually not a bad idea.
family
Let's go and ask him.
อ่าไปตาจัดๆเลยพี่ ไปหาเรือ เฮ้ยหลบดิเริ่มหัวร้อนแล้วหัวร้อนเกมอาจจะถอยเกมเลยถอยจอเขา
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't... Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't...
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Jerry. Have you heard of him before?
Jerry? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young. and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness. In just...
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... That's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with you. Come on. Try
Come
not
on,
to let him
man.
see you.
Come on.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
ค่อนข้างเซเลยครับ
What's the hurry?
ไอ้
Don't get too close, or he'll see you. Try not to let him see.
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
What's the hurry? Don't get too close.
โอ้ลืม
He'll
คลิ
see
ก
you.
ลืมหมอบอ่ะลืมฟัง
Try not to let him see.
เยี่ยหลานดูเราแบบ2 รอบแล้ว
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
What's the hurry?
มัน
Don't
เห็น
get
ได้
too
ไง
close, or he'll see you.
โอ้โหแอบไว้เนียน3 รอบ
Try not to let him see.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought,
what's the hurry?
Yeah.
Don't get too close, or he'll see you.
อะไรอยู่วะอยู่ใกล้ก็ผิดอยู่ใกล้ก็โอ้ไปรอบที่4ไป
Try not to let him.
เตลโคตรห่วยเล่นเอสซินได้ไงวะ
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
อยู่ใกล้จบเอสซินภาค 1 ภาค 2
So,
ภาค
you
3
were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
the truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianshu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
We will? Well, come on!
Oh,
Off to the South Wharf we go!
โอเค ไปตรวจสอบที่ท่าเรือใต้โอ้ยหัวใจกู
A copy of each invoice is sent to the ministry.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Juri, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yeah, made up a whole fake identity.
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Why is that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to.
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
มันมีวิธีที่ง่ายกับวิธีที่ยาก ไม่ตอนเนี้ยคุณแบบยากอะคุณท่าเรือ2 อันบอแสคือปลาโอเค
Here to buy some fish? It's 300. You better hurry when they're gone.
Hello, we're from the...
Wow, she switched up.
Society for...
Please, don't worry. We've heard about a certain Juri who's...
So this isn't... I haven't heard anything about...
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents... He was still a kid when and he managed to survive. Thanks to Uncle... I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see... It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to...
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other... I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved all... And nobody's perfect.
I see. Well...
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely...
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
ยังดูมันยังดีช่ำชองเลย
Doesn't have a lot...
เฮ้ย ชื่ออ่ะ
Hey, it's you guys. Wait, what's the phrase? What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory.
โอเค
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course, we also heard that Master Dooku is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes
โอ
with
เค
questions.
ในที่สุดกูว่าแบบปลอดภัยแล้วถึงแล้วอีกอย่างครับไม่ต้อง
So what do
ทำ
you
อะไร
wish to know?
ที่มันยุ่งยาก
Nothing
หรือ
happens on this
อะ
street
ไร
that
ที่มัน
I don't know about.
แย่ตัวเราใช่แบบนั้น
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master
ทำไม
Dooku,
ว่าไม่ใช่โทร
have you
ศัพท์อ่ะ
heard of one
ให้
by
โทร
the
ศัพท์
name
กับ
of
พิมพ์ไงเรา
Jur-E?
ว่าคันล่อมาแล้วก็ไม่รับ
Sure
ว่า
have.
พูดในโทร
You
ศัพ
mean
ท์
that
ก็
guy
จะ
that all the grown-ups are talking about these days?
ก็จริง
I've heard many tales of Jury. For example,
ค
probably
ล้ายๆเหมื
because
อน
it's
กูว่าพูด
nothing
แต่
that
กูว่าไม่ได้
important.
พูด
I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
ก็คือ
Oh, I
เขา
can
ไปดิสไหน
completely
มันก็จะพิม
understand
พ์ใช่
that.
ปะ
Then let me ask you
ไม่
this.
ใช่สิ
Do you remember roughly
อันเนี้ยเป็น
when
ของ
the
ตัว
grown-ups started
ไม่กับ
talking
พิมพ์
about
เพราะฉันไม่
Jur-E?
ได้อยู่ในดิส
Oh
คอร์ด
yeah, I know that.
ก็คือ
It
ต้อง
was
อยู่ด้วย
about
แล้ว
2
ก็
or 3 months ago.
เอาตัวเข้ามานี่คือเรา
Before that,
เอาไม่มากับ
people
พิมพ์ด้วย
always used
สิ
to
นะ
talk about Jury in a kind of nasty
Ugh.
tone of voice.
กู
But
ก็ต้อง
2 or
เปิด
3
ด้วย
months
โอ
ago,
เคงั้นกูจะ
suddenly
ไม่เปิดละ
everyone started
กู
to
จะ
like him.
ดูอย่างนี้แหละกูสเตมอย่าง
Sometimes
นี้
he
แหละ
gives
ง่าย
me
กว่า
candies.
มัน
So
ง่ายกว่า
I'm
มัน
glad
ไม่
that
พูด
people
ก่
are
อน
starting
ก็
to
ไม่ต้อง
like
คุย
him
กับใคร
now.
เลยคุยกับคนในทวีก็พอ
Just as I thought.
Huh?
รู้สึกแบบ
What do you
ท้อใจ
mean?
นะที่แบบคุย
I
กับคน
mean,
ในทวี
just as I
หรือแม่ง
thought,
ก็ไม่คุยงั้นคุ
Master
ยทวิตแม่ง
Dooku
เลย
is
มา
indeed as kind and
มา
virtuous
มา
as
คุ
the
ยกัน
legends claim.
คุยเรื่องอะไรวะ
I'm not that great.
พวกมึง
Oh yeah,
เอ่อ
one other thing. These days,
พวกคุณ
there's
ชอบ
a
อะไร
lot
ตัว
of
ผม
people I've
เปิด
never
ช่อง
seen
เนี่ย
before
พวกคุณ
talking
ชอบอะไร
about
ตัวผม
Jury stories in the street.
อ่ะ
They seem like nice people.
Oh,
แค่ผู้ชายธร
definitely.
รมดา
Great.
Gong
So
go
next
ta.
time I see them,
Dude.
I'll say hi. And I
ผมเห็น
guess I
กล้อง
can
ที่
share
จะ
some of
ซื้อ
my
กับ
candies
เบค
with
แค
them
ม
too.
ราคา
Certainly. You can
2,000
also
กับ
tell my friend in
3,000
Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure
ถ้า
my
หากมัน
friend
ถึง
would
ยอ
also
ดมัน
like
อา
to
จจะ
say
ได้
hi
ก็ได้
to
นะ
them.
แต่ตอนนี้ผม
Thank you,
ขอเก็บ
ma'am.
เงินหรือไม่เก็บ
You're
หรือ
welcome.
ใช้ไปเลยก็
Well
ได้
then,
แต่แค่
fare thee well,
อยากทำงาน
Master
แล้วเก็บ
Dooku.
แล้วก็ร้องเพลงแล้วก็
Until we
อยาก
meet
ทำสิ่งที่
again.
ชอบแล้วมั้งก็ประมาณนั้นแหละครับ ขอบคุณที่
Any of
มา
that
ดู
sounds
นะครับ
strange
คน
to you?
ที่รักผมหรือคนที่ไม่รักก็ได้ถึงกูไม่เข้าใจภาษาอังกฤษแต่กูอ่านได้นะ
Great reputation.
แต่ sorry is
Uncle Soon and Uncle
come
Gaz
back
look
True.
ขอโทษ
But the issue is,
ข
where
อ
did
โท
his
ษ is
sudden
sorry
celebrity come from?
and sorry
It almost
sorry
seems too good to be true.
sudden.
it's okay
Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness
มัน
and
กลาย
had
เป็น
to work
สี่
to support
กลาย
his
เป็นสาม
studies. These are the kinds of things that
Yeah,
make someone
you-
well known in their hometown.
ไม่
But
ต่าง
Uncle
จา
Soon
ก
said
เหมือน
even
เดิ
his
ม
friends who
และ
traveled. Do you remember what
สิ่งที่
Dooku
ฉันเข้า
Shuo
ใจ
said
คือ
about
ทุก
Jur-E's
คนอยู่
stories?
เคียงข้างฉัน
Clearly, they left him
และ
with a
ไม่
good
มีการ
impression of
ช่
the
วยอะไร
guy.
กันเกิดขึ้น
But beyond that, he wasn't
Okay, so
interested
you
in the
did it wrong.
details. That's the
Uh,
reaction I would expect
เรา
from
แค่
any
ปิด
normal
เนี่ย
person.
มันก็
Plus,
สบายดีแล้ว
there's the fact that all this praise
ทำ
of
ให้
Jur-E has only
ไม่
been
เดือดร้อน
happening
และ
within the
กลั
last
วไม่ได้
2 or
ทำอะไร
3
เลย
months.
กลัวมาขั้น
His
ตอนนี้
childhood, his studies, the thing with his
แล้วได้กู
neighbor.
หิว
None of these are recent
กูจะนอน
events.
หน้าคอม
So why are these stories only going
สบาย
around
ดี
now?
ไม่ต้องทำอะไร
When you put it like
ไม่ต้องแบบ
that, it is kinda strange.
แล้วฟังคำสั่ง
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned.
เราเป็นคนนะ
The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said
มัน
about
ง่วง
him?
อ่ะมันง่วงแล้วไม่
He
สบาย
stayed
อ่ะ
poor his whole life. Everything he's earned, he's either spent on studying,
หัว
right,
ใจแล้วก็
and that
บีบ
changes
จับเลย
everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the
คิด
truth.
ว่าคำ
Someone's trying to gain influence over the
หัวก็ระเบิด
Chi-Xing?
ไปเนี่ย
That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Jiri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
อยากเอากีสกีเนี่ยไว้ตรงนี้
First, we need to find out who's supporting him.
ต่อไป
Don't
เว
worry,
ลานอนก็กระ
I've
โดด
got a
ใส่นอน
plan.
แล้ว
Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Whoever is secretly
make
helping
sense ดีนะที่
Jir-E
แบบ
must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his
ตรงด้านหลัง
appointment.
มันก็มีเตียงไง
So,
โดดใส่
We
เตียง
should be able to find some. Come on.
เปิดไฟอยู่ไฟยังไม่เสร็จก็มาก็แบบคล้ายๆแบบยืนเล่นอันนี้เป็นการที่เราเอาเข่ามาทำอย่างนี้เพื่อเป็นการนอนชิวๆได้เรื่อยๆจ้าสบายมันรู้สึกอิสระมากเลยเหมือนนกที่กำลังบิน
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Even though Yelan can pass, this is still a lot to get through. Well, we gotta start somewhere.
หินทะเลทาโอ้ยปวดหัวปวดอกจริงๆmy god ถนนwe miss alright ปากาผู้ทำอ่านไม่อ่านแล้ว
Oh, this reading is...
เอาซะหน่อยแล้วกันกดนอนซะ
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shang. If you're back, that means...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked...
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but instead...
to validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto
I'm back! Huh? How come you're... Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least. You... Whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Minghua.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Minghua, but after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbo at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbo is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbo to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbo gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
So that's what you meant by that. I'm starting to get it
เอ้า
now.
ทำไมมึง
Thank you both. You're free to go
อ้า
now.
กูรับให้ก็ได้ EP แล้วทำไมมึงแอดมา2 รอบวะเนี่ยวี
So,
กูรับละ
have you finished reading the manifesto?
เวทใหม่ครับแอดไอ้สัตว์มันจะเฟซกูได้ด้วย
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual
เดี๋ยวเพื่อน
entries.
จำตัวเองไม่ได้
The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Cheongshu Pool redevelopment
สิ่งเดียว
plan.
ที่มันคือ
Cheongshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Cheongshu Pool. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Jur-E's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone.
31
Excavation?
ได้
Project? Treasure?
ได้เลยลายแย่
Oh, yeah!
Ah,
Jury
yeah,
said the
ah,
Blackcliff
yeah,
Forge
good,
workers should get right of first
yeah,
refusal
yeah,
if any
yeah,
suitable
good.
projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything
ไม่
much
เสียใจ
clearer.
ครับไม่เสียใจ
So Jur-E wants the Blackcliff Forge to
Yeah,
excavate the
because
treasure of
they did it,
Cheongshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Jury's secret supporter?
ผมแม่ง
No, not likely.
เป็นแวม
I've
ไพ
looked
ร์
into
ทั่ว
the
โลก
Blackcliff Forge. They do possess some specialized
คนหล่อ
explosives,
เท่เลย
but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a
hello.
risky project like this.
ถ้าตีได้แค่ตอนกลางคืน
Still,
ตอนเช้า
since
อ
the
ยู่
clues
ไม่
are
ได้
pointing toward the
อากาศร้อน
Blackcliff
เกิน
Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
อยู่ในโลกแม่งก็ยังอากาศร้อน ก็ประมาณนั้นละมั้ง
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we thought.
ถ้าหาวันมากขึ้นนะ
Is there another side to him too?
ก็ได้อยู่ เห็นไหม เราพยายามโคตรพยายามสุดๆเลย โอ้ย10 นิ้วน่ะตรวจสอบก็คือต้องสู้มอนแน่นอนชัวร์ๆเปล่าๆเป็นหนึ่งครั้งที่ทำให้รู้สึกหัวใจฉันกำลังเต้นนั่นแหละฉันรัก
This is the Blackcliff Forge.
ไม่รู้แต่ว่า
Let's look around for clues.
ใจฉันเต้นรัวไม่ได้อ๋อ เกิดอะไรขึ้นไม่มีอะไรเงินเดือนออกแล้วดีเด็กใหม่3 คนไม่รู้เงินเดือนออกมาแล้วฮะวันนี้ก็ไม่มีอะไรเกิดขึ้น
What's this? A diary?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have...
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Juri recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night, but they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else. Looks like our hunch was on Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. No wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow.
ไม่ใช่อันนี้เล่นในคอมอยู่แต่มันก็น่าเบื่อจริงนะตามรอยเท้าปุ๊บปุ๊บปุ๊บปุ๊บ
He went that way. Hurry, we
ฉัน
gotta
จะไป
catch
แล้ว
him.
ต่อได้เลยสมชายฉันรักนายนะรักไอจีฉันหน่อยฉันต้องการคนคุย ไม่ก็หนุ่มน้อยผู้ต้องการความรัก
These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about that.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
เดินตามรอยเท้าไปโอเคเริ่มมีกลิ่นแล้ว
The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
ไม่สตาร์เลียวฮอนไกอิมแพค3 พาร์ท 2นั่นมันคอนไกสตาร์เลียวอิมแพคคอนไกอิมแพคเหรอหรือว่าคอนไทยสตาร์เลียวที่มันบอกว่าเข้าห้างตรวจสอบมีร่องรอยจิ๊บดิน ดมกลิ่นเลยกลายเป็นหมาแล้วโอ้โจมีกลิ่นเผาบอแสที่สี่บอแสที่สี่โอ้ยิบถามจริงดิอ๋อยอยสนุกมากเฮ้ยเดี๋ยวนะบอแสที่นอนเปิดกล้องในทวิตเนี่ยจะขายตัว
Looks
แล้ว
like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
ซ้อมร้องเพลงวาดรูป
They've got to go back there sooner or later.
ตัดต่ออีกอะให้ตายสิ
We can't
คน
count
เดียว
on
ทำทุกอย่างหมด
it.
เลยเหรอ
Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned
เขา
now.
ผมเคย
To me,
ผมพูดไปแล้ว
that
ว่า
says
เป็น
that whoever's
วันไหน
behind this has
ผมจะ
moved them
ทำ
somewhere else to throw our investigation, of course.
Darn! Guess this is where our trail runs cold.
ผมบอก
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence.
ใช่
We
มัน
just
ทุก
need
อ
to
ย่างมันจะ
figure
พร้อ
out
มก็
who's
คือวันที่
behind
7ผมจะลง
Jer-E.
เพลงวันที่
I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in.
แค่นั้นแหละ
Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
จะทำให้ดีที่สุด
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
ส่วนไลฟ์สด
There
ก็
is a
ไลฟ์ทุ
certain
กวัน
place
ก็
with
ได้
a
แต่
freezing cold
เดี๋ยวเขา
climate
น่าจะ
where there's
หา
nothing
อะไร
but
มากิน
ice
ด้ว
as
ย
far as the eye can see.
มันเหมือนหิว
Some
มันก็หมด
wealthy
แรง
people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind. Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away, but it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with.
ก็ฉัน
I can
ได้
plan our
แก่
next move.
Lady Yelan!
ร่อง
Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Jer-E's regular contacts. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jer-E before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup.
Well, Uncle Tian said that Jer-E once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jer-E, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, tomorrow morning I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Hello. Hello, guy. Hello. ฉันแค่ตายสิเป็นไร See of this. Oh my god. ฮะอะไรวะน่ะเขาเขียนว่าประยุทธ์จันทร์โอชาแล้วก็เขียนว่าเด็กผู้หญิงพูดโอ้ my god อย่างไร
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush. Just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board, and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talent. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tian proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
What do you say?
Jury seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow.
No.
Hey, Traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave!
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We
finally got rid of them!
50เอ้ยเขียนผิด50 ได้
Lady Yelan, jury has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him,
ตายสุด
quickly.
เลยครับตอนนี้
So Jury really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
ภาษาไทยเหรอใช่มีภาษาไทยอีกด้วยตกเจี๊ยบตก
Sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's subordinates? I guess Jury didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
Oh my god.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
How?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So,
Xinyue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then, but without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Xinyue Kiosk.
good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Xinyue Kiosk.
เรารู้สึกสงสารคุณแต่คุณต้องพยายามต่อไปอ๋อ นิดหน่อยนะแค่ตอนนี้สงสารว่ะยิ่งแค่อ้าวอย่าผิดกดเข้าไป
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Okay, fair enough, but Didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
อ๋อพิมพ์ผิด
Where to?
Shibu Antiques.
ทางไหนอ่ะอ๋อ
Hey, Miss Lin Long. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Zhi's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Zhi picked up his set not long ago.
Okay.
As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Zhi has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry. Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Zhi's wineware set include wine glasses, or...?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Zhi bought 2.
Okay. Thanks, Lin Long. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. All right, see you next time.
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your
สิ่ง
excuse?
ที่พูดว่าเต่าสีเขียว
Fair point.
Yelan, so has the plan failed? Oh, if we can't figure out where Zhi went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Zhi isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father.
แล้วเขียนกล้า
If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an No. This is a victory feast. Held in honor of Zhi, whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status. Hence the need for expense. Now where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
ทำไมก็ภาษา
Fatui
เขา
officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
ไม่พูดภาษาอังกฤษ
Have
แบบ
both
เก่า
locations surrounded.
ๆโอเคจัด
Take
ไป
as
เลย
many
ภา
people
ษา
as you
ส
need.
เปนใช่ไหม
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Zhi may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, We don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Juri bought that liquor for and follow them instead!
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Juri is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Juri might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Juri may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet me at Yensheng Tea House.
ได้ปะโอ้ยมันจ้าซะเหลือเกิน อย่าดูที่ฉันพูดได้โปรดอย่าเห็นมันเอ้า what เอ้าโอ้ยโทษฉันดูแล้วอ่าน
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast.
The key here is consumer psychology.
อะไรวะพาตาไม่ใช่พาลาเชี่ยอ่านพาตาเลยเขาบอกเขาเป็นคนสเปนก็ต้องพิมพ์สเปนไม่ใช่เหรอ
Perfect timing. Wen Yuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Juri mentioned in his manifesto.
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they don't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time.
Yeah, Spain. Yes, Spain. No เอ้า No นี่คืออะไร What the fuck
This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me. There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much attention.
worry, we're all professionals here. By the way, Yelan, where are your 3 little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
กำลังเริ่มคุยกัน
Guide us. Gotcha. To ashes. Attack! Coming at you. Hey there. Hey there. Fire! Well, with rocks. Here comes the catch.
Quietly now, as I expected. But this shouldn't be too much trouble.
I see that? That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador here to meet Ji. Looks like he went through that door. That must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
Take it easy. Gotcha.
Water jet!
Hey there. Power that ended Paishan.
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
The water's gone down. Hey, look!
Yeah. Take it easy. Gotcha.
Bombs away!
เพราะและฉันจะรักคุณตลอดไปเพราะคุณคือคนพิเศษของฉันและฉันไม่อยากให้คุณจากไปจากชีวิตฉันโอ้คุณเป็นคนเดียวที่สามารถเปลี่ยนอารมณ์ของฉันได้เพียงไม่กี่วิ
I swear by my sword. Feeling lucky? Hey there!
Quietly now. Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
ฉันเข้าจริงไม่ได้แม่บอกสำหรับคนอายุแค่12 ปี
It's hard to remain on dry land for so long. Never quite seem to get my land legs back. If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Cold beer after a hard day's work. Nothing like it.
Tense Pinterest.
What has been tourist?
The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
The door is open. Let's go.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Watch out! Coming at you! A proper send-up!
Quietly now.
Watch out! Fire! Well,
Game's up. Time's over.
Wipe out!
Barbados, guide us. Power that isn't touched on! Hey there! Watch out!
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed. Come on, bottoms up. After you, of course.
Oh, sorry, that went down the wrong way. I've never drunk anything this strong before. It'll take me some getting used to.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup. Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because I was so scared of getting caught.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work. But, I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup. What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup tastier as a result. How did you think of that?
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle Tien.
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tien Shu. Of course, this is as long as you continue to do as we instruct. Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other requests for you, which we will inform you of in due course.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks you have for me, I will perform them diligently.
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's why Uncle Tien hasn't been feeling well recently. It's all Jurye's doing. What a nasty guy! Seize him!
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for posterity.
Excellent liquor. We've, seen no progress on the diplomatic front, and everyone has been eyeing up the treasure of Qingshu Pool. It's been a real headache for me. But soon, everything will be taken care of, and I can report back on a successful mission. Thank you, Jurye. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you still remember what I said to you?
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu, no matter how hard I work. The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment. I think you were absolutely right.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you and other people could only ever grow wider over time. Just look at your two competitors. Qian Wei had wealth. Ming Boa had reputation. But you had nothing. You were just another nobody. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard your home for the rest of its life.
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your generous support.
You know, the best thing about you is that you do... heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your weight around as much as you want. How about that?
Uncle Gao said that Jurye has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time, so the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now. How well this goes for us depends on how Jur-E plays his hand.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink my fill. Make sure to get me home safely afterward.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Whoa, this is the good stuff. It is great. Huh? What the? Jur-E, you poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again. And that includes you.
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand? If I disappear with no explanation, the embassy will come after you. They'll get to the bottom of this. Mark my words.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives, the ruins will collapse, and everything will be buried.
What?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. 2 missing person cases will become one as the truth gradually reveals itself. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to blow through the solid floor tiles in the dead of night and seize the treasure of Qingshu Pool. But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led to the accidental deaths of the entire crew. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, they'll be only too happy to blame it all on a rogue operation by you. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I guess then, I'll be Tianshu in my own right, with a clean record and well out of the Fatui's reach.
Jur-E, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui has a record of everything. That includes the poison, all interactions between us, even my trip here tonight. After I die, they'll come looking, and they'll get to the bottom of this.
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second-in-command, Theophan?
How do you know about that?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for providing me with the poison I used on you today. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, your untimely demise comes with a few perks for him. He has been eyeing your position for a long time now.
That traitor! Cheryi, you...
Shh, 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 shh. Relax. It's over. After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or about to be taken out of the picture. Sweet dreams, Mr. Yusupov.
Wow. Yeah. No. ไม่ ฉัน
No, solo tengo 19 años.
I really want to go traveling. I don't mind where we go, as long as I have my friends with me.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. The game's up. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss Yelan, I'd be only too happy to have you join me in investigating this matter.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's. Nothing else you wanted to add? Let's leave it there then. Time to go.
One wrong move and it all comes... You followed him here, didn't you? Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that...
Your point being?
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect very generous treatment in the future. I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other choice did I have?
You still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E. Clever people can always... There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tien ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that moment.
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tien was always going to give you this opportunity, even if you'd done nothing at all. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much that he drank your fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
That's enough! That's enough.
Life is like fishing. It can Not be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan, but you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jury these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yenshang Tea House tomorrow morning. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals. Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, this will be a straightforward deal. Get some rest. See you tomorrow.
My time with the Spina has taught me that carrying an unreliable weapon is worse than not carrying one at all. I do love Spina di Rosula's logo.
There is now no poison left in his system.
Dr. Baiju, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much.
Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful. Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, you're here too? Thank you for all you've done. Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone. My mind is steadily getting clearer again.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position. But Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens, it's still a dismal experience.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tian not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi. Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tian?
Mayordomo.
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tianshu. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. So I secretly investigated him. I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw me as an ordinary fishing friend. In the end, even he changed. But when did it start? I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things. What I really admired about Zhi was his intelligence and resilience.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy. And very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Zhi was still extremely careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Xinyue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went
คุณไม่
down,
มีแฟน
he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor.
Jajaja, no tienes novia.
Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes, had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way to achieve his goal.
How is Jerry now?
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, everyone who breaks the law has to pay the price. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you arrested him?
Yes, Zhiyi's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Uncle Tian? Yelan? What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Zhiyi colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process. With Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Zhiyi, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
So, okay, well, did your plan succeed?
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they'd never been able to respond so quickly.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a peripheral concern. It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Leroy is something.
I have to ask, Yelan. Do you have... I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea.
Oh, that. I prefer my current life. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes... All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days, and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business, maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian.
Yeah. Okay. คนมากับดวง
Hi there, I'm Tainari, Forest Watcher of the Avidia Forest. My...
ได้ห้ารู้ตั้งแต่ตอนไหนอะฉันเพิ่งเห็นอะได้เก็บไว้โอ้โหไม่ทันละเพิ่งเห็นเนี่ย
Hey
ฉันได้พักบ้างเถอะฉันอยากพักภาษาไทยโอ้ยใกล้ตายแล้วต้องพักโทรหาก็ได้โทรมานะคุณต้องการให้ฉันพูดอะไรอีกฉันหนาวที่จำได้ว่าเมื่อคุณรู้สึกแย่คุณต้องการฉันว่าอะไรเกิดขึ้นเธอมีฉันอยู่ไม่มากแต่ก็อยากเห็นเธอมีความสุขเสมอนี่มันน้ำเน่าเหรอตั้งแต่เจอเธอนอนน้อยแต่ยิ้มมากขึ้น What the fuck ช่างเป็นคู่ที่สวยงามจริงๆและพูดว่าอะไรนะ ไม่ตกอ๋อใช่เพราะผมบอกว่าไม่พักครับพักผมไม่สบายครับจริงๆผมควรนอนพักครับเมื่อหาเกมใหม่ก็ยังมาว่ะ รื่องที่เกิดขึ้นกับฉันไม่ได้พูดอะไรไม่ดีนะแต่ฉันอ่านเป็นอย่างนั้นเองเดียวนะโหมดนี้มันไม่มีแล้วเหรอโหมดจริงจังเร้าใจในรอบนี้จะที่สุดแล้วก็คือมันต้องเล่นกับเพื่อนงี้เหรอเอาเลยนะใครขอเข้ามาเอ้าแล้วทำไมมาร้านมังกรเราไม่ได้เอ้าก็อ้อนนี่ไงเจอแล้วเอ่อไม่รู้สิว่าผมจะแพ้เลยผมชนะแต่ผมรู้สึกสิ้นหวังถ้าผมแพ้เอาง่ายๆคือผมอยากนอนหลับอ่ะผมแค่มาเช็คเลยหน่อยนิดๆหน่อยๆโอเครอสุขภาพจิตดีก่อนแล้วกันคุณอย่าทำร้ายผมมากกว่านี้เลยผมขอละปิดท้ายสิโอเค goodbye good night ทุกคนหลับนานจบบ๊ายบาย